Welcome one and all to part 31 of The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine. It's part 2 of Blood and Wine. We've done one live stream of the Blood and Wine DLC after having recently completed Hearts of Stone. And it's a blast so far. I hope you enjoyed the first episode. We are diving into the second right now. We're going to explore this DLC and uncover every secret it has. Look under every rock, lift up every flagstone. All right, let's see if let's try Facebook. Let's see if we're live on Facebook yet. Get the chat on up. And there we are. Blessed so far. I hope. Bingo, good to see you, Zakiran. And thank you very much for watching Matthew and Matthew's wife. Good to have you on the program today. Now let's see if we're live on YouTube, and there we go. Well, I hope you had a wonderful night, everybody. We were up late together, if you joined me for my broadcast of Scotch and Smoke Rings, as we played A Little Nightmares 2 on release day. I love being able to play games on their release day, and Little Nightmares 2 came out yesterday, and we just recently finished Little Nightmares 1 on Scotch and Smoke Rings. We had just enough time to complete Layers of Fear 2, and we're back in with more Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares 2 was, man, I'm glad I didn't have teachers like that when I was a kid, though some of you in the chat said that you did. It's a creepy, creepy game, and we got pretty far into it, collected quite a few hats. So, I'm looking forward to continuing with Little Nightmares 2 next week during Scotch and Smoke Rings, Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. But for today, it's time for more Witcher 3. Markham in the chat says, hello, Oxhorn. Glad to catch you live again. Thank you very much, Markham. And then the poor dad says, well, if it isn't the best YouTuber this side of the Mississippi. Good to see you, buddy. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much. The poor dad. When you started with well there, I thought you were going to do like a Stephen Toast reference. That was great. All right, and it's good to see all of the members and regulars and Patreon subscribers in the chat today. Nick Skinner, Julian Z with a gold derby, Darth Knight, Gerdy D, Quintius, Slutty Bartfast with a gold derby, Sean Fornango and Vonderbergen both with gold derbies, 200 Angel, Saya Hautala, Simon Passant, the man from Vault 69, Deuteronomus with a gold derby, Slutty Bartfast with a gold derby, and Kuka Pet with Midst and Antonio and Julian Z. I already said Julian Z. Well, thank you all for making it here today. Let's dive back in to The Witcher 3. Oh, I've got my cigar, I've got my coffee. I'm on time today. Well, mostly on time today. It's a good day. You know, they warned us of snow all weekend here in Washington State. They're like, oh, it's you know, the snowstorm of 2021. It's coming, everybody. Everybody get your kids inside. It's going to be crazy. And it's nothing. Like, there's nothing. There's not even frost on the ground up here. Maybe it's a little wet. A bit. But, I don't know. My kids are disappointed. They wanted to go sledding this weekend. My brother was going to come up. He's still planning to come up this weekend and hang out and bring his kids. Let the cousins play. And he was going to bring sleds because we've got a little hill on our property. But there's no snow. Now, it could snow tomorrow. I hear that there's snow further south in Washington, but I live up north towards the Seattle area. So we don't have a lick of snow up here. But they say that maybe tomorrow we'll get some more snow. And I always hate it when it snows because something awful happens to somebody when it snows. And yet at the same time, the kids would really enjoy it. So I'm hoping for their sake that it snows a little bit. Okay, I need to chill out on all of the potions that I'm taking. Gosh, I am toxified. All right, we need to meet Regis at the cemetery. I believe we got sidetracked by a couple of side quests here in town while we were here yesterday. So this is our main quest. Do we have any other side quests? Wow, these are all kind of red. We collected a lot of Blood and Wine quests. Oh, I see. They're red because it's the Blood and Wine DLC. Smith. Auction. This main quest is level 39. These are all lower level quests. I suppose we can do them later. Well, I've forgotten the context of all of these side quests that we have accepted, so let's just go with the primary quest. And thankfully it's not that far. Oh wait, wasn't there something with armor? There was something with armor. Anyway, we can't fast travel there. Let's ride.
Into soul.
Slow now. Whoa.
The poor dad says, maybe I'm just blind, but I noticed you never made a video about the T-65 armor in Fallout 76. Please tell me I'm wrong. You're not wrong. I wanted to make a video on the T-65, but I just can't. I can't do the grinding. You guys, I ground out my Gauss shotgun. I did it. It took me months. Like literal, real life, months of my life. Grinding the gold bullion just to buy the Gauss shotgun.
Disperse! The exhibition
Whoa.
of the original Daubry monument will remain closed until further notice.
Closed? Why, we wrote an entire day to see it. You're a cheat, sir.
And we paid good coin for the tickets. Give it back.
Your tickets remain valid. You must merely wait patiently for the exhibition to reopen.
Then, I calculated how much gold bullion I would need to get a full suit of the T-65, and I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it. So it means I'm not gonna do a video on the T-65. There's no lore on it anyway. It's just an upgraded suit of armor for sale in a merchant, in a Secret Service vault. And that's what I would say in the video. Yeah, the T-65 suit of power armor was a power armor suit designed for the President's Secret Service, which makes total sense. What could I even say about it? The Secret Service was strutting around the White House in T-65 power armor? Probably not. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to sit down and do a video about it, but I'm just not going to do the grind. Markham says, Oxhorn, I have finally been able to include Fallout Fusion cores and Witcher-style magic in a Neft-based LARP. Well, Markham, good on you, my friend. Congratulations. Sounds like something you were working on for a while, and it sounds like it's a blast. Miwi says, I did my best to help you avoid spoilers while I was awake during Little Nightmares 2, the Little Nightmares 2 stream, even though I had to sleep at around 2 a.m. Eastern. Well, thank you very much, Miwi. So far, I got to one big turning point in the plot without getting any spoilers, and I think we're doing good so far. The man from Vault 69 says, Happy Chinese New Year. Year of the Ox. By the way, I am Chinese. Awesome. Year of the Ox. I'm feeling honored. A year all about me.
Ow!
Please disperse. The exhibition is closed.
What's this about?
Oh, Lapiote, give me strength. I can't bear this, please. I believe I've been clear. No presentation today. Oh, wait. Are you not that famous witcher, Geralt of Rivia? I believe I have work for you.
Saw your notice. Mentioned a monument.
The matter is a delicate one, but mind you, I pay well. Alas, I can say no more at this stage. Interested?
Okay, tell me more.
The statue. Just tell me what's the problem.
A picture's worth 1,000 words. More, I dare say. Come with me. I'll show you.
Okay, Jesus the homie says you should do this quest, Ox. All right, I will.
Here it is. Our pride and joy, Reginald Daubry. A giant among lovers. a poking, puncturing swordsman, and atop all that, an unrifled tittler of harps and other organs.
So what's wrong with it?
How should I put this? It's lost its jewels.
Oh, God, no!
Somebody stole the testicles off a statue.
Yes!
No ordinary statue, mind you. The sole monument made using a cast of the great Reginald's own genitals. Certified and authenticated.
Oh, okay. Attention
Sprung
to detail.
Directly from his loins, they grant all who stroke them unparalleled virility. All who buy a ticket, that is. Thus, you must retrieve those stones.
Literal stones and metaphorical stones. Well, let's learn more about this magnificent figure of masculinity.
Got my attention. Now tell me about this Reginald, all you know.
There's so much to tell. Legend has it he and the architect Faramond planned and laid out Beauclair.
Impressed already.
In particular, Reginald took great pains to devise escape routes for lovers caught with their pants down. Literally and metaphorically. He later made frequent use of them himself. Not out of fear, mind you, but to avoid having to kill his rifles in duels.
Got any suspects?
Considering the vast potency of Reginald's prized pouch, everyone's a suspect. Who would not want it for himself?
Man, the the writing in this game is pretty good, I gotta say.
Any idea when the theft took place?
It must have been mere hours ago. I guided the last group through the exposition quite recently. Stones were very much in place.
Where's the rest of it? Or is that my no nudity mod? He's talking about the testicles, but where's the the eggplant?
Need to look around. Might find a clue or two.
Do what you must, as long as you return grasping Reginald's stones. Without them, Beauclair's entire tourist sector faces trying times.
Oh, that's
Trying times.
That's tragic. Oh, without those
It
testicles,
must.
our tourism industry is dead. Nick Butler says, Ox, remember the white honey potion immediately removes toxicity. Oh, right.
Don't worry,
Thank you
Reginald,
for
don't
that.
worry.
Also, remember
shall
to
be
check
whole
out the
again soon.
Grandmaster Witcher armor. Grandmaster Witcher armor. Right, will do. The poor dad says, for someone who knew nothing about the Witcher game or books, this series was absolutely
all work
amazing
out.
to me.
It
Did they do it
must.
justice? I don't know. I know nothing about the books. I only watched the Netflix series because I was streaming the game, and the game came before the Netflix series, Netflix series. So as far as the game, I'm enjoying it. It's a great RPG. It's one of my favorites so far.
Don't worry, Reginald, don't worry.
All right, chap.
You shall be whole again.
What's your sad story?
Saw marks are straight and clean. Precision castration, I'd call this.
Merlin the Magician with a tip. Thank you very much. And the doctor says, what year is this? Well, it's actually set in its own universe. So I don't think
will all
telling you
work
a
out.
year would
It must.
give you any information. But we see a lot of Renaissance and medieval European influence.
Dried bloodstain.
Ooh, someone cut himself during the bronze castration. Question is, did he go up or down?
Piece of coat fabric caught on the nail. Heavy on cologne. Smell it'll lead me to the thief.
Don't worry.
Merlin the Magician says, damn, forgot to
Alright.
put the text. It will be many good missions on this DLC. Keep an eye on the sword erudite that you get from the Lady of the Lake. All right, thank you. I will. I've already heard the Lady of the Lake
All is in
mentioned.
order.
I look forward to meeting her.
Up, shoop, dum, da, re, re, up, shoop.
was he singing?
They say a great deal about you, Witcher, and whisper even more.
Oh, we saw this drunken guy yesterday or last time. Ew. I'm so sick and tired of peasants in this game. I can't even describe how tired I am of peasants in this doggone game. They're all so gross.
Guess us champion.
Scent leads to this door. Oop. Sorry to interrupt, I guess.
This is not what it seems. Word of honor. I tripped, rolled, tumbled, and landed where she already lay.
Of course.
Psst! Hughes, that's not him.
I swear, this is all an unfortunate coincidence. A series thereof. What?
That's not my husband.
You mean, not your husband? Who are you? And why are you in my home? Out! Now! Or I'll summon the guards!
Calm down. Just here to talk.
I believe we have nothing to talk about.
Oh, we do. We do. Just to kick things off, you're in great form for a man your age.
I eat well, start the day with a glass of wine. That preserves a body wonderfully.
Interesting. Might try it. Say, ever heard of Reginald Dobry, his statue?
Everyone in the city's heard of it. Reginald's a paragon, a national hero.
That's so. You seem well informed, Hughes. Maybe you know who stole Reginald's testicles.
I can explain everything. This...
Rosalinda, I know you're in there. You and that fancy pants of yours.
Oh no, not him too. This really is not my day.
Got you, you rogue! Prepare for a shellacking, scallop! What the laugh's this? Rosalinda! One I could forgive you,
no.
but two at one time!
Wait, got nothing to do with this.
Take me for a fool? I'll teach you to fish in
Great.
another man's pond!
Oh, good.
Got no time for this. Go home.
Yes, that'll be best. I'm done here.
I don't know you, but that would have gone horribly for me had you not intervened. I thank you for saving my skin.
So, time to talk.
Rosalinda, my dove, please allow us a moment. All right. I admit I stole the stones. And you will never believe it, but they work. Today, Rosalinda and I, well, 3 times and counting.
3 times? Impressive.
Isn't it? At my age. That's more than the entire last decade.
Oh my god.
All the same, you stole those stones and you gotta return them.
Listen, perhaps we might strike a deal. Hmm? Let me keep the stones. I'll pay you. Grant me this, I beg you. They've made me young again.
Well, I mean, we need a replacement. Riddles says, "Hi, Ox. Love all your videos and all of your content. I'm watching you live in the hospital after the operation. My friend Zach Hall had on his nose, so he is in recovery and is a big fan and loves your vids." Oh, I see your friend Zach had the nose operation. Well, tell Zach that I said hi, and thank you very much for stopping by. Michael on Facebook says, "Hey Ox, hope all is well and the family is safe. My friends." Oh, it's the same. Lots of love from Australia. Okay. So you sent me a message on both. Well, thank you very much, Michael or Riddles. And then Robin says, "Why do I show up at the wrong time?" I know. It was an awkward moment for you to show up. Well, they haven't given me enough to make a decision.
No chance. Need to take the stones, pure and simple.
But if you were to leave them with me for a day or two, 3 at the most.
Shit out of luck. Sorry.
At the day's end, it's good I had a chance to use them at all. Here, take them.
Thanks. And good luck. Actually think you'll do just fine without them.
I mean, if he wasn't like having sex with married women, then maybe, but he kind of... Anyway.
Quite the fragrant whiff. What is the pheasant?
Now there we go.
They say a great deal about you, Witcher.
Move it, peasant!
My legs. I can't.
Patrolling on an empty...
Oh no! That was farther than I thought.
Keep calm. Keep calm. Start no brawls.
I'm not starting brawls, I'm just trying to walk here.
The one that you kiss or summon.
Well, have you recovered Reginald's family jewels?
Yep, got them back.
Lepiotus luscious lips, it's them! It's really them! I hope this modest reward nonetheless conveys the extent of my gratitude. And look in on us tomorrow for the grand reopening. You shall stroke Reginald at no charge on the house.
Think I'll pass. Grand reopening. Stroke the Reginald. Brian says, "Are you liking Blood and Wine? Little Nightmares 2? I am liking both. I am grateful for both choices." It must be my mod that has most of it removed.
They call you Griffin.
Don't crowd around.
All right, statue repaired. Off to the cemetery. Quintius with a tip, thank you very much. And then Jessica Olaf Count Haircut says, "Have you seen The Orphans? I don't want their fortune." Well, at least not quite yet. Are there orphans in this game that have a side quest? I haven't seen them, if that's the case. I mean, way earlier at the beginning of the game, when we were at Crow's Nest, we did deal with the orphans in the swamp there, and I think I made the wrong decision. But no, we haven't met any orphans here. Wow, this landscape. I wish it was daytime right now, but still, it's gorgeous at night. Holy cow, look at this place. This is a Disney fantasy. It's kind of hard to traverse on horseback, though. Jeez. All these twists and turns. And a hard left. Soft left. Oh, roach, my God.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Sorry, Roach. Whoa! Whoa, what's that? Could you move, Roach? What is going on? I'm hearing a bunch of... All right, so apparently these plants are attacking me. Oh! Right. Well, that was weird and confusing. What? I killed it! And it came back. Jessica says, Ox doesn't get the joke in my name. Who does?
I wish you health.
Faster.
Lumen says the my ram horn arrived today. I'm naming it Oxhorn.
She looked at me.
Thank you very much. I'm honored.
At me.
And then Shellac says the vine part travels between pods, so destroy those. Okay. I don't understand how it respawned though so quickly. Like I just killed it. And then it came back. You killed one of them, says Pyro. Oh. All right, Archospores in the bestiary. Let's see, what are these things? Not a beast, not a vampire. Not a hybrid. Elementa? Cursed one? Yeah. Archspores. Looks like a flower to me. A hideous, disgusting flower. Blasco Tenorby. Last words. Archspores look like gigantic, aesthetically unpleasing flowers with some of the traits of exceptionally cruel and bloodthirsty sundews. They are, however, far more dangerous than even the most colossal sundew. Their peculiar appearance makes them practically impossible to discern amidst other plants. By the time one draws close enough to realize what they are, it is often too late to flee. According to popular belief, archspores are cursed plants grown in soil fertilized by the blood of the dying. They are most often found in places which in the past saw pogroms, bloody rituals, or cruel murders. 4 types of archspores have been cataloged to date, differing from one another in terms of coloring. Brown, the least dangerous, green and purple, the most dangerous. The final variant, said to have been cultivated by mages from Ban Ard, is the yellow archspore, whose strength is similar to that of its green-colored cousins. Vulnerable to cursed oil, Ard, and Igni. Well, I tried Igni, and it didn't seem to do that much. Alt Grendel says, "Hey, Ox, late to the party, but enjoying the stream. Good luck." Thanks, Alt Grendel. And then Brett Buss says, "The new enemies in this DLC are a real pain in the butt." Yeah. Pierre Montcresson, Bard Cook Ping Pong player.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Carolina Stahira. What's the pleasure in slaughtering a weakling? If you wish to draw blood, draw it from a king. Is that a reference? Is it back? Okay, here we go. Down in there, I guess. Annabella and Guidon de la Tour, art patrons killed by a poisoned apple. Jeez. What was in the casket that's partially open? Nothing. Oh, a gold plate. All right, quick save. Down into the pit.
Kiki Wars. There's plenty around here. Some stench. Just wonderful.
Die! Jeez. Well, that's what I get for destroying all those pods, I guess. Let's try it again. Pavel says, sorry I'm late. Balls of Granite is second best side quest in DLC, bested only by Equine Phantom's Quest. Also, there's plenty of snow here in Central Europe. Well, thank you, Pavel. And Anthony says the statue gives you a bonus to unlimited stamina for 1 hour. Aldmaster says, hey, Ox, just wanted to say love the last night's stream. Also, I would like to also cast a vote for Telltale's The Walking Dead. Great series of games. I'll have to check them out. Kikamores. Vulnerable to insectoid oil, white honey, and igni. The old fool came home all black and blue, claiming Kikimores had attacked him in the woods. Who does he take me for? His mates worked him over because he'd cheated at Gwent. If it had been Kikimores, he'd be dead, and I'd have peace at last. Lavina, wife of a Beauclair innkeeper. Kikimores form colonies, making them similar to communal insects such as ants. A Kikimore colony is ruled by a queen and organized into something of a social hierarchy. Kikimore workers take care of hunting food and bringing it back to the nest, while Kikimore warriors defend the nest against attackers. A worker on its own can be easily killed by even a weak person or a child. It is rare indeed, however, to come across an isolated individual. For Kikimore's, workers usually move in groups of a few to a dozen or so members. The only defense against a swarm of Kikimores available to a normal person is to flee, and not even that is guaranteed to work. Right, insect oil, white honey, and igni.
Some stench.
Got it. Oh, I guess I should have gone the other way.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind. Though we did not meet, so I could prove how very original I am.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
Ooh. What's going on here? Regis?
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Miss Wastelander with a sticker. Thank you very much. And then President Trump says, well done, Oxhorn. You're naturally an honest national treasure. Thank you. Though I think you have a trial you should be preparing for.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both higher vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Okay.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Revan Star says, long time no see. Hey there, Revan Star. Good to have you back. Is that hand still twitching? Oh, it is, isn't it? Don't turn over. Best not leave a hand like that unattended. I think they're probably going to regret that. It's going to be gone by the time they get back. Mark my words. Incidentally, I got killed by a hand that was dismembered just before I logged off in Little Nightmares 2 last night. Not liking dismembered hands today.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Sure.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Ah. Well.
Everyone's got some secret.
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe it wise at times to share one's secrets, unburden oneself to those one can trust.
This your sophisticated way of asking me if I trust you?
I prefer almost always to ask you directly.
Of course
It seems
you
a
do.
test of intelligence, one you just passed.
Maybe you should go first. Reveal one of your secrets. After all, you vampires lead very interesting lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
All right. Background.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Detlef bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Oh!
Ooh.
It is after.
Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
You were right, so I guess this DLC can take place either before or after the primary plot, depending on how far we are in the game.
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlef, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
I can see why he doesn't want to betray
Can't
his
have been
friend.
alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
I like this part of the game.
Got a new life, a new body. That give you a new start, blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough.
Respect that.
Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity's a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detloff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Also, I noticed that his teeth are all filed. Though, probably not filed. It may just be part of his physiology. But you'd think that that would be a huge problem for a vampire. If all you have to do is look at a vampire's teeth, then a vampire can't fit in with normal society. Everyone would be able to tell that he's a vampire. Take a look at his teeth next time.
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Interesting. It's difficult for Geralt because he really didn't have a choice. And he has nothing else to compare it to. He was turned into a witcher as a child. He has no other point of comparison. Part of me is curious to see what Geralt would do with a life that wasn't a witcher's life. But also I can't see Geralt as anyone other than a witcher.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Parzival says, hey, Ox, what do you think about Little Nightmares 2 so far? That piano lady was scary part. Happy streaming, Ox, and happy hunting with blood and wine. Yeah, that was the part that stood out to me, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Can't wait until Thursday. President Trump says, Geralt and I have such strong similarities.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep.
I mean, you both like
Quite
women.
vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Ah!
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites.
Ooh.
For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Alex Gueno says, I love Regis. He's a perfect reason to pick up the books. You learn more about him and their relationship. He reminds me of another you, actually. Well, thank you. I'm flattered. I am really enjoying Regis as well. He is intelligent, well-spoken, charismatic, interesting to talk to.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Oh, interesting.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Optional, read the bestiary to learn more about the spotted whites. Oh, you know me, I'm gonna learn as much as I can about spotted whites. Now, cursed ones? No. Relics? No. Specters? No. Necrophages. Spotted whites. The best defense against spotted whites, stay calm and leave them alone. Fragment of a treatise on spotted whites by Roderick Gilligan. Spotted whites were a subspecies of white which the Witchers drove to extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin and owed their names to their numerous blotches and effusions. Spotted whites would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, yet at times took to living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. Ugh. It's like someone who sits in a basement collecting bottles of his own wee. When not disturbed, spotted whites would not act aggressively. If threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. In the colder months or when faced with an unreasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said the Witcher found a surefire way of besting them, based around careful casting of the Yrden sign, or at least so claims Witcher lore. Necrophage, Igni, and Yrden. We've got a town along the way. Let's go there first.
Whoa! That's it, Roach.
Oh!
Out of my way. Whoa!
I've seen ghosts. I'm looking for others who, like me, have encountered a strange presence in the Carberetta Woods. I would like to discuss what we have experienced. Dagobert. Francois de Valère, I challenge you. You syphilitic scrawler of spurious slander. I've read your lampoon of my rhyme scheme theory and challenge you to a literary duel. If you have any shred of dignity and courage about you, come to the next soiree at Lady Oriana's residence with 3 poems prepared. We will recite in turns and then subject ourselves to the judgment of the literary men and women present. Not respectfully, as you deserve no respect and no signature, as you know very well who wrote this message. Looking for a damsel in distress. I'm a novice knight-errant and I'd like to gain renown for a heroic deed. So if you know of a damsel in distress, let me know. I'd prefer one imprisoned in a tower by a giant. And I'd like her to be no older than myself. That is to say, 20 summers. Oh, and she should be as slender as a reed. Sounds like an online dating, something someone would post to find someone online. Like a Lonely Hearts. Hercule de la Massue. Announcement from the Ducal Guard. Due to the knight's tourney currently being held, it is kindly requested travelers do not provoke knights errant, nor challenge them to any duels. Non-adherents will be penalized. Deputy Commander of the Ducal Guard, Horace de Funes. Then, Guide Wanted. In my capacity as a scholar at the Imperial Academy, I have spent the better part of the last 2 decades studying ancient elven culture. My most recent research bears the working title, The Influence of Ancient Elven Architecture on Human Structures. I am aware the Carberetta Woods have been classified as extremely dangerous by the Ducal Guard, but to a true scholar, the quest for knowledge is what matters most, more than even life itself. That is why I seek a local hunter or knight to be my guide and guard. Serious offers only. Respectfully, Johann Neskins. That's a traditional Irish folk tune. Played on a penny whistle. Mountain Dew, Tulberry Dew, something like that. Horton's Vineyard closed until further notice. During an attack by hideous creatures resembling overgrown insects, the owner of Horton's Vineyard sustained serious injuries. As the threat is still present, Horton's Vineyard will be closed until further notice. Our sincere apologies. Well, that places a few locations on our map. Now,
Move it!
sorry kids. Oh, cool. They're pressing grapes to make wine.
But the wife, she went very picky once. Came back.
Ooh. It's been done that way for a long
Not so fast,
time.
Roach.
Granny chills.
Darn it. This place is really hard to navigate. It's so compact.
May history's wheel roll onward.
Remember me?
Sorry, President.
I lent you coin for wine.
Right, Rock.
The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
Hello. Oh, God.
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
He's dead.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
Apocalypse Eternal says, this DLC is one of the best I've ever played, Ox. Regis is such an intriguing character, and the best in this game. You will love the side quests, including a special one with Roach. Have a fantastic time. Thank you, I plan to. And then Pyro says, check the new home they gave you before finishing this quest. This might give you more options in the future. This one that I'm on now. Oh, right, the new home they gave me. Where would I find that? They gave me a vineyard, didn't they?
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. And it's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is, why did he don it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Corvo Bianco is the name of the house, says the chat.
Wait, I will come with you.
Why?
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing.
Okay, looks like we're going into here. Extreme Cosplay is the name of this quest. Alright, chat's telling me to go to Corvo Bianco before I continue with this quest. So, let's try that. Where would it be? Where's Corvo Bianco? Corvo Bianco Vineyard, right there. And it has a fast travel marker, and there's my stash. And I can wear my Viper armor. Okay, is he going to wait for me? Okay, let's go to Franco Collarts, and then we'll come back here to finish this quest. I think there's a side quest for the home. It's the same place you fought the Bruxa. Alex says, Ox, very difficult mission. Upgrade potions. Also, you need a Yurden magic trap. Okay, well, let's take a look at the level of this quest that we're on. It's level 40. Extreme Cosplay. All right.
Strange armor. Wounds unusual too. What's going on here?
Pyro says, Ox, not this quest. The main quest with the monster you're looking. Oh, I see. So I can continue with this one. Gotcha. Then that's what we'll do. Since we're here, I'm going to quick save. We'll continue with this one and then go back to Corvo Bianco before continuing with the main quest.
Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Damn it.
Good
Trail of
gods!
corpses. What happened here?
What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
Looks like a wedding.
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Silver tableware. Elven engravings. Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical.
One of the mansion guards. Brett Bus says you may want to quick save. This side quest is tough. I'll be quick saving often. Thank you all for the heads up.
Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Maybe it wasn't a wedding. This is strange.
Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Catch fire. Explode. Strong stench.
Right. The Civil War in Toussaint. Lore. The year 781 marked the final end of elven rule in Toussaint, the closing of an era that had lasted over 1,500 years. The elves abandoned their ivory cities and left for the mountains, taking with them all that they could and destroying everything else. Whatever they could not take and did not manage to demolish or burn, they cursed. The last elven sovereign, Divethaf, hundreds of years old, yet fair as a youth, was defeated. Weeping over the slain army of his forever young brothers and sisters, he agreed to pay homage to Ludwig, the first human king of Toussaint, who, though young, was as shrunken and ugly as the night after Savain. Putting on no end of airs and graces, Ludwig boasted, "Look, the proud elf shall bow down before me and kiss my royal feet with humility." To degrade Divethaf even further, Ludovic decided the homage should take place in the Elf King's barely abandoned palace. The throne on which Ludovic now boldly lounged bore still smoldering marks from the fire set by the elves who had sought to burn the whole palace down as they left. So the proud elven king bowed down before the human king and offered him a sacrifice of bread and wine, as well as his sword and shield. Spewing out merciless mockery all the while, Ludovic received this homage, then immediately ordered his guard drag Divethaf beyond the palace gates and throw him down the stairs as if he were a beggar. Witnesses claimed the proud elf remained calm throughout the whole event, but when left alone, Divethaf wiped the blood off his face and vowed cruel revenge on the king. Revenge that would come from stone as cold as the king's heart. Yet these ominous words bore no fruit, for in the year 782, before the homage was renewed, Divethaf drew his last breath alongside his remaining soldiers when the Toussaintois decided to celebrate the anniversary of the surrender of the elven sovereign with a pogrom of non-humans on the slopes of Mount Gorgon. Few survived. So they defeated him and then just slaughtered him anyway? It's pretty boorish.
Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Toussaint.
It's like they were all attacked by a giant porcupine.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee.
Oh god.
Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Quick save.
Perhaps there's no one inside after...
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits? It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the event of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
So, it's a good thing we read that lore piece. We have context now. Perhaps this is part of the curse the elves left behind?
Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamonton de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this, why, it's a first.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge? The giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
You know what I'm gonna ask for. Need your help. But I'll understand if you turn me down. No objections? Good. Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through.
Oh god, what am I getting myself into?
I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic, upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
Divethaf, the Elven King, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Blinding glow. Plethora of torches.
Divethaf, the Elven King, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches. Divethaf laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seat-yielding lands.
Bread? Gotta find bread. Bread. Bread! Quick save. I cannot save my game right now. Great.
Then Divethaf filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine, Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him. At long last, the Elfin King grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Don't interrupt.
Draw the elven sword and shield. Okay, where's the shield?
At long last, the Elfin King grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Okay, I picked up the sword and shield. I just gotta find it now in my inventory, I guess. Quest items. Ah! Ancient Elven Sword. Steel Sword. I should probably put some runes in it, huh? If I have to fight with it. Okay.
Don't interrupt.
I've got the sword. Draw the elven sword and shield. I've got the sword and shield. Steel weapon, ancient elven sword, and shield.
Don't interrupt.
At long last, the Elfin King grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
I've got the sword and shield. Ancient elven sword. Ancient elven shield. That's silver. Oh.
The Elfin King, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat.
Right, I had the wrong sword drawn. Thank you, chat.
Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah!
Oh, God.
Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!
Oh, God. Wow. Wow. How will I get past this? Oh my God.
Any last words?
Oh my God. It's these mages, man. One swipe and I'm done. Um... Jeez, it's those mages. If I can somehow get the mages before, but as soon as I respawn, I'm immediately attacked by the mages and I can't do anything. I can't move. Oh my god. I may need to level up a bit. Or go get my Viper armor first. Because this is just insane. I can't even move. Jeez. All right. Pyro is telling me I need to get up those stairs, that they can't follow me upstairs. And if that's the case, I might be able to do this. Jeez! I can't even get to the stairs. Let's try again. Oh, they don't follow me. Alex says, here's what you need. Tawny Owl Potion, Yrden Magic Trap. Equip your swords back on and have constant shield. Oh, right. I can put my sword back on. Okay. Tawny Owl Potion. What's the Tawny Owl Potion? Of course, it's going to be at the end. Stamina regeneration in combat. Okay. Dimaterium? Samum. What the heck? What? Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I put Echidna and Tawny Owl on. If I can get rid of those sorceresses, I might stand a chance.
The sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
What?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
What the heck?
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov. I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning.
What happened?
This Defethov was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Defethov had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such, columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical. Treachery embodied. Elves. Psheh.
Don't worry, Ox, you did it, says Dirty McCormick. I guess. I mean, I have no idea what just happened. Wormy says, I was there in spirit, Ox. Took out a weapon at night in night vision, trying to help take out baddies. Heard mage that last time, then woke up fully. Thank you, Wormy. Harry says, lol, you glitched it, Ox. Nice one. I don't even know what I did. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that I did quick save while I was up on that landing and technically out of combat. Could the game have gotten confused when I quick saved in the middle of this quest and then when it reloaded, it thought that the enemies were dead?
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words? They're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this. Reward.
Farewell.
Well, it got me to level 40. I can't believe it. I mean, part of me... What? What? What the heck? Ah! This is CD Projekt Red giving us a glimpse of what's to come in Cyberpunk 2077. God. Brett Buzz says, good job, Ox. You are victorious. Unfortunately, because of the DCMA music, you had to cut out the fight. Lol, shame. I think I'm really screwed here. I'm really, really screwed. Now I've got an autosave with these guys still alive. I just want out now at this point. I just want out. I don't want to fight them. I don't care anymore. I'm out. Run away. Thank you, Gaston. I'm done. Where's my horse? Get on my horse. Goodbye, crazy manor place. God. All right, look for the White's lair. Jeez, I hope what we're coming up to next will be a little bit easier. Alt Grendel with some smiley emojis. Thank you, Alt Grendel. R.L. Roberts
What
says,
now, you piece of
cheaters never
filth?
prosper. Hey, I didn't mean to cheat, okay? The game just wanted me to.
Bar guests. Never a good omen.
I just took advantage, that's all.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Poor Roach. You okay, Roach? Oh, we got more incoming, huh? It's a good thing Roach can't die.
Regis is leaving me behind. Spoons all over the place.
God dang it.
Stench.
Ekimara decoction is just amazing. All right, sorry about that, Roach. I hope you're okay. Hope he's not going to blame me for that. Thomas says, no, go to Corvo Bianco first. Oh, right. Okay. I forgot about that. And then Rockland says, and in Ox's playthrough, the countryside was torn to bits by ghost elves. They just ransacked the entire world. Linda Shaw says, been missing your live streams lately, but watching the videos. Keep up the great work, Ox. Thank you, Linda. All right, I'm going to do a hard save here. All right, chat wants me to go to Corvo Bianco. Okay, I can go to Corvo Bianco and then come back here. Hopefully I won't have to kill them again, will I? Hey, there's a fast travel marker right there. Okay, Corvo Bianco, then we come back to the Tratsmara hunting cottage. Anthony says, visit your home before the white. Thank you, here I am. So, this is my new home, eh? It's pretty big. Jeez. Oh, wait a minute. This is... Oh, that's right. This is where I killed the... My stash is upstairs. Original figurine? Oh! As I complete quests, I can add them to my home. Cool.
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Faulty. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Major Domo of Corfu Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibli family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an extraordinary, demanding gentleman.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands. Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
The hill!
Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Holy cow.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to Major Domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path.
No one can grip the damn thing.
Thomas says, sorry about the exclamation marks in the previous super chat.
The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
Just know that I appreciate a good warm ending. Keep up the good stream. Thank you, Thomas. Wow, so we've got a full-on staff working here.
Ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Smelled the soiled armor at once.
Down below lies your vineyard. where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
They say the
Can
Duchess
Geralt appreciate
commands
good wine?
the head of Shalema's
Presuming he
captured
can.
for the tourney. Then,
Nice
during
well.
transport,
Picturesque.
one fled
Yes, though it ran dry long
got
ago.
away.
During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom.
She's fit to
He
wed.
had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Of course he did. Makes sense. Rockland says, notice the NPCs singing Paul, Simon, and Beatles? Lol. Are they really? I'll have to pay greater attention.
Monsieur Bolius' wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
Can I do that? Can I plant my garden?
Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
Cheap shenanigans. I can't see a thing through these cataracts.
You've spread some nastiness.
This served
to
as
me.
an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
So do I work on it by completing side quests? Guess I'll figure that out after the tour.
Me oh my! A witch fella!
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which...
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Me oh my! A witch fella!
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
I don't know. I kind of like it the way it is.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. If Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling.
I don't know, this is so weird. Geralt isn't really the kind of character I would ever envision as laying down roots, buying a home, a landed estate, starting a wine company, collecting paintings. He seems more of a guy who's always on the go, prefers a nomadic lifestyle. But I guess I'm wrong.
Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
5,000.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state.
Great. Well, one
Is
thing
there
at a time.
Anything else you require, sir?
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
The man from Vault 69 says Barnes Basil Fawlty is an Easter egg to a character from a British comedy series, Fawlty Towers. His name is Basil Fawlty, played by John Cleese. I'm familiar. I love that show. Let's see, how much money do I have? 29,000 left. Let's see what else is there.
How might I be of service, sir?
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
As you wish, sir.
BB.
Shall we see to the house or the grounds this time?
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more, useful.
Oh, yes. We certainly should. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
Armor repair. Yeah.
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompelli once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Only 1,000, sure.
Good. Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Rockland F says NPCs sing a version of Girl from Ipanema too, lol. Well, let's try the grindstone.
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Only 1,000. Okay.
Then send out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going.
I agree.
Oh, I'm doing too much at once. All right, never mind.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Jordan McCormick says, Ox, save your money for your Grandmaster armor set, too. That's right, I do need to do that. All right, so we need to be back in about 2 days. Let's get our Viper armor. There's my humble bed. What's this? Okay, so this isn't where my stash is. Armor stand. Oh. All right, well, when I have something to show off, I'll put it there. My dining room. What's that? A weapon rack. Oh, I can't put the shovel. Oh, bummer. Note found in the... Oh, this is where I can read my books. Okay. Hang a painting. Oh, cool. We can hang the elven shield that we just got from that quest. There's my bed. Place trophy. No trophy to place yet. There's my stash. Okay. Viper armor. Oh, I've got all these trophies. Can I place these on the wall? Nope. Can't. Okay, where's my Viper armor? Griffin, Viper. Viper. Griffin, Viper. Griffin, Viper. Right. Now, what did I need to do to wear it? Actually, I'm high enough level now, aren't I? Oh, yeah. Bingo. Did he steal your glasses, Ox? Oh, no, there they are. It's my glasses. I had something else here, too, didn't I? A torch? Yeah, torch. Do I have any runes? I do. I've got a glyph of Ard. Bill says you get an experience bonus from reading books, Ox. Hey, cool. Nitaku Dragon Soul says, just to pet, you know, Ox, if you fully upgrade the Chateau, you unlock an epilogue for Blood and Wine. Awesome. Well, I'll do my best. Okay, let's just put his bunch of runes in. Quen, Yurden, Axie, Ard. I use Quen from time to time, so we'll double up on that, and I use Yurden from time to time. Okay. Oh, I need to repair my silver sword. I bought a couple of repair kits, didn't I? No, I need to go to a town or something. Armor repair kit, armor. Plenty of armor repair kits, no weapon repair kits. Ox, you can sleep for bonuses, says Thomas. Okay. You were waiting for your bed to be replaced. You can't use it now. All right. Well, there we go. I finally got my Viper armor on, and it looks stellar. Let's go finish this one quest we were on, then come back and see what the changes are.
Stew. For stew, you have to chew.
Look for the White's lair. Jocelyn Ryan says, just popping in to wish you and the chat a happy year of the ox. Gung hey, Fat Troy. Well, thank you. Happy year of the ox, Jocelyn Ryan. All right, where's my fast travel marker? It's on the other side of the vineyard.
Brett adds a spring to your step. Wine at your head with goals.
Me oh my! A witch fella.
Okay, and we were down here. Trastamara. Oh, I should probably repair my sword. Yeah, let's go to here.
My prices are the best this side of the Yaruga.
Prepare
Better
to
to
witness
die of drink
wonders
than of
at
boredom.
the annual chivalric tourney.
Greetings.
A witcher from the School of the Wolf, here in Tucson. Greetings. I'm Lazar Lafargue.
Geralt of Rivia. Seem pretty enthused. Got a job for me?
Rather. Mind you, it's no monster hunt, but I'm sure you'll be interested all the same. I'm an armorer, see, and I've for years sought diagrams for witcher armor of exceptional quality, Grandmaster level.
Heard of them. Never seen any, though. Thought they were lost.
Not quite. For I've been lucky enough to learn that their holders came to Tucson. Alas, they then perished, but I know where. I just need a partner to help me retrieve them.
If you know where to look, why not get them yourself?
No offense, but do I look like a rough-hewn adventurer? Besides, who would serve my clients while I romped about seeking them? No, I rather leave it to someone familiar with such matters. Bring me the diagrams, and from them I'll forge for you whatever you fancy.
All these diagrams somehow wound up in Toussaint? How is that even possible?
Toussaint was once home to Tiensail, a legendary and now deceased elfin master armorer. Witches from all corners of the world came to him to forge their plate, their mail.
Heard about him. Supposed to have been the best.
And thus he charged a king's ransom for his work. Witches would take difficult, dangerous work to earn the coin to pay him. Some, alas, met with misfortune, and the diagrams they carried were left to rot with their earthly remains.
Got it. Find them, find the diagrams. But how can I know where to look for their remains?
As it happens, I learned my trade at Jensail's side. So I heard the stories of the missing witches firsthand. What he told me, well, that is what discouraged me from seeking the diagrams out myself. We must strike a deal. I shall tell you all I know. In return, once you've found the diagrams, you will let me draft a copy.
Okay.
This elven master, how'd he end up taking a human for an apprentice?
My father forged armor. As a youngster, I helped him, then began forging my own pieces. Master Tiensail saw my work and offered to take me on as his apprentice. Only now, years on, do I realize the honor that was. Alas, my master perished in a massacre later, slain by racists. Though he taught me everything he knew, I did not manage to complete the guild's requirements for Grand Master while he lived. I know I have no equal in the trade. Yet, until I complete Witcher armor of Grandmaster quality, I shall never be certain I've become my teacher's equal.
Alex Guinero says meditate. Okay. And Rockland says go for wolf armor ox. You can craft top tier right away. I just got a brand new set of armor though, really?
Where do I look for these diagrams?
I know of 5 likely fallen witches, each from a different school of the wolf, griffin, cat, bear, and manticore. Which should I start with?
Tell me about my brother, the wolf.
His name was Aton. I remember him well. My master liked him, helped him find a safe, yet a well-paid contract. A few years ago, an archaeological expedition arrived in Toussaint from Castel Gropian. They questioned my master about the elfin ruins at Termes. He warned them of the danger there, and recommended they take Aton as an escort.
What kind of danger did he mean? Any idea?
Legend claims wraiths haunt the chambers beneath Termes. I cannot say if there is any truth to this, but both the scholars and the Witcher disappeared without a trace.
Yeah.
The Griffin. What can you tell me about him?
He came some 200 years ago, but my master remembered him well. This Witcher was not stripped of emotions, you see, as his colleagues were. He had taken on a contract at Fort Usa and required better gear. He showed my master his diagrams, paid a deposit, and was never seen again. Apparently he rode off one night from the fort, never to return.
Any idea where he went?
No. It said he left in a rush, so he may have left something behind. Only ruins remain of Fort Usa, but you may wish to search them.
Think I may.
Let's talk about the cat.
A year ago, Bartolome de Launay, the ducal armorer, asked me to confirm the authenticity of a Witcher diagram he had received by messenger. You see, at the time he was working on new armor for the ducal guard. A Witcher from the School of the Cat offered to sell him diagrams for a full set of gear. The diagrams would have been helpful indeed.
The diagram you saw, was it really a Witcher diagram?
Beyond any doubt. It's a shame Delaunay didn't let me draft a copy. He was quite shaken up, afraid the Witcher might simply kill him and take his coin. Possibly a well-founded fear. Soon after, Delaunay disappeared without a trace. I would have searched his former home for clues, but it has fallen into disrepair, and it is simply too dangerous there.
Tell me more about the bear, can you?
He appeared shortly after Master Tiensail took me on as his apprentice. I remember the bear-head medallion that hung from his neck. I remember a towering Witcher who haggled like a fishwife.
Witchers never have too much coin.
True. This one clearly was not wealthy. But he pledged to bring us coin after he completed a contract at the Tufo vineyard, where a building had just collapsed. Time passed. The bear never showed, and my master sent me to the Tufo estate. As it turned out, the Witcher had indeed accepted a job. Yet that was all they heard of him, and that is all I know.
School of the Manticore. Probably know the least about it, though once, long ago, wore some armor forged there.
My master said the Manticores have their fortress in the Far East. A century past, one of their number came to him, a witcher named Merton. He made a poor impression on my master. He stank like a dwarfen still, and quarreled fiercely all the time. Tien Sahil slammed the door in his face and told him to return when he sobered up. He would conduct no business with a drunk. The Witcher, however, failed to return. Folk say he got into a booze-fueled brawl with the Ducal Guard. He was arrested and sentenced. Bastoy Prison, where he was held, well, it's been a ruin for years. Still, you may want to start your search there.
So he died in prison. Okay, let's see what he can craft.
Would you craft something for me?
Of course.
So I think I've exhausted anything interesting that he can craft. Let's see. Swords. All lower level, except for these. I can craft it. Plus 27, but I can't use it just yet. Black Unicorn, plus 37, but I can't use it just yet. Level 46. 45, Dwarven Blade, plus 27. 42, plus 3. Not really worth the effort at this point. Plus a level 40, but it's worse than what I've got. Plus 42. Viper Venomous Steel Sword. Ooh, that's better. Plus 1 and plus to a ton of resistances. Might as well. I've got what I need.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Sweet, I got a brand new steel sword. But I still need to repair my Dahlia. The third agency says 2 months ago today, I became a member for Oxhorn on his first Cyberpunk live stream. Thank you, the third agency, and congrats on your anniversary.
Greetings. I hope you're certain.
Would you craft something for me?
Of course.
Okay, let's repair. Then let's see. If we remove the upgrades, we destroy the items. Iris is the weapon I got at the end of the Hearts of Stone DLC. I'd rather not destroy that. Ancient Elven Sword, I just got that from the quest. Ziriel armor. That's the blue armor I've been wearing this entire time. Required level 30. Wow, I've been wearing really low level armor. Okay, let's remove upgrade. No. Let's dismantle. Alright, I got my runes back from that armor. Well, I probably want to put that on display, and I probably want to put that on display, so I'm not going to get my runes back from those. Let's sell what I don't need. Forged in Fire. I don't remember this one, but I don't really need it. The third agency says we should congratulate Oxhorn on still improving progress on driving, though. I still remember his reckless driving. Well, I'll get better eventually. It takes practice, my friend. Practice. Iris is the most powerful steel sword, says Fenrir. Yeah, it does have that really cool attack power. But it's 3 levels below me now.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Okay, now we've done all of that. Let's try to continue with our quest here.
Sausage, tripe, and other offal daily.
Let's go to the Matinia Gate. And let's track the right quest.
Don't crowd around.
All right, I need to meditate. This place is much different during the day.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Let's look around outside first. Soiled letter. Marlene, my dearest daughter, you've no idea the pain it causes a father to write these words. A father who must abandon his own child ceased to be a father, and his heart shall never know comfort. Sadly, as a result of what has happened, I have no other choice. We, along with the rest of the household, must abandon our estate. It is because that curse took you from us, leaving in your stead a mindless, bloodthirsty creature. We shall go north to Cover, and if you ever read this letter, which could only mean you have returned to human form, you are to look for us there. For my part, I can only promise each year I will send an envoy who will be tasked with checking in on you, seeing if you are alive, and if so, in what form. Faith that you will once again be my beloved Marlene gives me the strength to live on. Perhaps the curse will not last forever. Perhaps someone will come along that can lift this burden from you. Farewell, your loving father. So it is a curse, and we really don't want to kill her and take her salivary glands. Maybe she can be cured.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred.
That's a lot of spoons.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves.
Lots of spoons.
Spoons incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
Stained diary. For a few days now, I've been having dizzy spells. I've never experienced anything like this before. If it carries on, although I can't stand witchcraft and sorcery, I'll have to visit an herbalist. The dizziness has not gone away. Worst of all, it's been joined by pain, so strong that at times I cannot see. I've been to the herbalist. A repulsive old crone looked at me like she had seen a monster. She gave me some cursed mixture that I have to drink twice a day. It's not helping at all. Today, like every day, I looked in the mirror and I was lost for words. I usually check that I don't have any wrinkles or bags under my eyes, but today there are no wrinkles, but I'd rather there were. I have hair growing on my breasts. It's horrible. It's got to be because of those damned herbs. I went to the herbalist to smash her face in, but her chambers were empty. She must have known what would happen to me and legged it. My family is starting to suspect something. Although I am cutting the hair back, which is growing back faster and faster. I've tried to put the idea out of my head, but I can't hold it back any longer. Maybe it wasn't the herbs that have led to this, but a curse placed upon me by an old beggar whom I had to chase off one time. I have to find out. I want to hire someone who can find the herbalist. I can't think, and it's getting hard to write. Loneliness. No family. Eat. I want to eat. Not a good spoon. Empty spoons. Nothing. Eat. It hurts. Mirror. Lies. No. Ah! This is like in Monty Python's In the Search for the Holy Grail. You don't sit down and carve out the word, you just say it. That's what it says. Castle Og. And here she is. Ah! Oh my God.
Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant.
Castle Og. Og. No more guttural back of the throat. Og.
No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Better save here. Spoon key. Hello.
The spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
Spoon key note. This certifies the item up for auction. An antique spoon key forged at the Christofferson and Sons workshop in 1210. Belongs to Smigol Circus, owner of the Pheasantry.
White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Decaying letter. Dear Master Levasseur, I know you track outlaws for pay. I have an unusual assignment for you. No doubt you wonder why I have drawn you out here and why we cannot meet in person. You see, in my present situation, any kind of meeting is very risky. Not so much for me as for the person with whom I meet, for I am afflicted by a curse, or as I hope, and why I have turned to you, the side effects of medicine given to me by some time ago by an herbalist. Soon after I visited this herbalist, she disappeared without a trace. I desperately wish to understand my illness, so I wish to hire you to find her. When you do, learn as much from her as you can about the medicine she gave me. If my suffering is a result of her wickedness, then make her provide an antidote. I assure you I have ample wealth and will reward you with no small part of it as your services. If it turns out my suffering is not the fault of the herbalist, please let her go. I will then have a different task for you, because this shall mean I am afflicted by a terrible curse which only the gods can cure. I believe it was cast upon me by a certain beggar who came by the manor while I was hosting a soiree for a few friends. If you can find the vagrant, I will pay you double. Sadly, all I remember of him is that he sold mirrors. I am aware this is not much aid for your hunt, yet I trust in your considerable talents and wish you the best of luck. Marlene de Trastamaria. My money is on the mirror salesman.
No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him.
Oh, yuck.
Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy.
Whatever Tube says, Ox, the Little Nightmare show last night was awesome. I'm stuck at work right now. Please get me the hell out of here. Play on, sir. Play on. Thank you, Whatever Tube. Power through work today, my friend. Power through it. We have more Little Nightmares next week. Next Thursday. All right, well, we've read every note. I think we've discovered everything inside the house. This means we've got to go out. Or go down. Quick save. Oh, and I cannot save. Can I save out here? I can't. Julian says my brother Gontero Dim is back at it again. Master Mirror, says Sam P. and Harry Mason. Rockland F says, mirrors? Oh my gosh, you guys got it before I did. The beggar was Gontero Dim. No wonder. It was the devil that cursed her. But why? For fun?
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here.
Look at all these spoons.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. room for? White's not particularly tidy.
It's interesting how something so ordinary and innocuous, yet in such numbers, can be so disturbing. Spoons. Who would have thought of this? Really creative.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Ooh, greater green mutagen.
Table's set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron.
That chest? Yeah. But there was another path. I want to see what's down here first before we hide in the bureau. Dirty McCormick says it's because she lived lavishly and denied him scraps of food. That would make sense. There's something deep down there. I want to see what it is. Or is this where I go to kill her? Oh, look at all those spoons. The ground is strewn with spoons. You know what? We can loot that place later after we cure her. Let's go back outside and save. Then we'll come back down and hide in the bureau. Quick save. Bureau.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Get the spit first, or is he gonna get it doing this?
Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you.
Or do we already have... Okay, so because she ate from the cauldron, her spit intermingled with whatever's in the cauldron. So he's already got his sample. He has what he needs. We just need to lift her curse. Let's listen to the exact wording of the curse.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
No spoon you have will sate you. I mean, if we swap spoons, then she has my spoon. But then she'll have... Well, but it's also fulfilled if we eat not using the spoons. Let's try that.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
Oh, Geralt. Yuck.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
You mean to tell me this entire time?
It worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
This entire time, she's been cursed because every meal she's tried to eat has been with a spoon? She never once picked up a loaf of bread and just ate it? Well, I guess she had to have company. In order to lift the curse, there had to be somebody there with her. But she never tried to just eat something without a spoon? In all that time? No spoon, says Rockland. Thank you, Rockland. I got it. Oh my God, this poor woman. Words of wisdom on beastly curses. Monstrous curses and their description. Introduction. Curses that change a fellow into a monstrous creature have existed since the dawn of time. They have a variety of origins and a variety of effects. It normally happens that a mage or a sorceress casts a curse and the spell changes the subject. It doesn't always happen straight away. Sometimes the person who has been cursed changes slowly, bit by bit. It also happens that a normal fellow can cast a curse, someone whose conscience is clear and who has done good in their life. Such a person can acquire power, and thus the aggrieved can place a curse on the evil doer. Such curses are strong and cannot be removed easily. Thus, everything by which human suffering is atoned is long-lasting and painful. I'm glad we didn't come down here first. We would have had to kill her, probably. This is so weird. And where does this go? Locked. Dirty McCormick says she had to share the table with a willing guest, too. Right, a willing guest. And her family had all left. And she tried to force people to eat with her. Okay, that makes sense. She's outside. Toxic Sean says, good morning, Oxhorn. Just stopped by to say hello. Good morning, Toxic Sean. Thanks for stopping by. Always good to have you here. Great, we get to kill these guys again.
That stench.
It's amazing what new armor will do. The music in this portion of the game is great, by the way. Oh, are there more out there?
Easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Oh, but she's now an old woman.
I must eat.
Her family is likely long dead. This happened decades ago.
I'll take you someplace safe.
Toxic Sean says, love the Nightmares 2 stream yesterday. Beautiful game. Yeah, it is a gorgeous game. We take her to Corvo Bianco. Well, we do have plenty.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here.
That's why!
Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Thank you for telling me to get Corvo Bianco before I completed this quest. Now I know.
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Adam says, Ox, you can hear the Gontaro dim music here. From Hearts of Stone, yeah. It's the tune he was whistling as he was walking away. Great touch! Man, they're geniuses.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Can we do more renovating?
Starting to really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
I agree. Yet I would urge you to hold off on further construction until the ongoing work is done. Juggling can be a challenging art. It's best not to undertake too much at once.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
All right. Wow, we gained an entire level. Okay, so we still gotta wait more to see the changes that we purchased in our home. Can we talk to the poor old lady?
Tasty. So wonderful. Thank you.
Well, what she did to the beggar was nasty, but it didn't deserve this. This is pretty awful, what happened to her. Okay, tell you what, let's go give the saliva to Regis, and when done, let's come back to see if our home has transformed. Back to Regis. Oh, no. God, come on. Are they going to be there every time? Do I really got to kill them first? No, I don't. I can go into the underground crypt. I can ignore them. Hooray! Lumen says, Geralt looks like a witcher again. Thank you. What, you didn't like my brightly blue painted armor? He does look pretty great in this armor. You know, we went that way last time. Let's see what's this way.
Something here. Where's that artifact Kira gave me?
Oh, long time ago. It's the lantern. Or this?
Nothing here.
Oh, I just have to have it on my inventory.
Interesting.
Hey.
Nothing here.
Cassis Foderis. What is this? Ooh. It's a brand new silver sword. Better than my Dahlia by a significant amount. Needs repair, though. I need to put runes in my weapons. I forgot to do that. 5% sign intensity. Burning. Stagger. Freeze. Bleeding. Attack power. That's a 5% chance to freeze. %3 chance to cause bleeding. 3% sign intensity. Cool. A Knight's Oath. Here rests Sir Raymond of Gurkon. On my grave you will not find the likeness of the man who once lived. I gave my heart, soul, and body to the knightly craft, and I wish to be remembered as a knight. The symbol of chivalry is a naked sword, and that symbol rests above me. The sword that defended my honor, my friends, and my heart. The sword that was closer to me than a brother. The sword that was never stained by the blood of an innocent man. Let it rest on this stone through the ages. Whoops, I kind of stole it. Sorry, guy. But I promise not to hurt somebody with it, unless they deserve it. Biography of the vampire Regis from the Quill of Dandelion. Hey! One of the most extraordinary individuals I have encountered during my numerous adventures at Geralt's side was the vampire known as Regis. To be precise, he was known as Emil Regis Roelich Turzoff Godfroy. By his own reckoning, he was 428 years old and was the descendant of unfortunate beings trapped in our world during the conjunction of spheres. You are surely thinking, dear reader, about catechans, alps, and other such monsters, and are pondering how it was that the Witcher, who it must be admitted is a slayer of monsters, came to keep such company. I must here explain that Regis was a higher vampire, a creature which physically does not differ at all much from a man. Higher vampires are also much more powerful than their wild confreres, and their regenerative abilities significantly outpace those of anything else you have encountered or can even imagine. But it is not because of his outer appearance or inner strengths that Regis became our dear companion. True, he could be pretentious and rather pompous in his frequent length perorations, but one would be hard-pressed to find in him the haughtiness usually present in higher beings. Regis valued human life dearly and refused to kill unless forced to do so. As he once confessed, higher vampires do not in fact need to drink blood at all in order to survive. They treat it somewhat as we treat alcohol. A rough grasp of this dynamic might be given to you by the fact that when we met him, Regis had been abstinent for years. He never revealed to us why he decided to join our search for Ciri. He had never met her before, nor did he live to see her. He died at Stig Castle during the battle against the Mad Mage Vigilforts, who was responsible for the whole affair. He died for a cause which he surely did not fully understand, but he did it to defend those he held dear and simply because it was the right thing to do. I shall always remember him as a rural surgeon reeking of herbs. That is how he came to us during our first encounter at the Fen Karn Necropolis, when he treated me and my companions to a fantastic brew he made from mandrake root. Wherever you are, my friend, bottoms up. There's the backstory we were looking for. We've read that one. We've read that one. We've read that one. And we've read that one. Interesting that Regis keeps a copy here. What's down here? Oh, that just goes back up. So let's try this side. Hello.
Think your friend's hand'll make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Calling them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True. But I shall be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesha Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
God. Wow, this, he's willing to do a lot for us. How much time do I have? Got about an hour.
Tesha Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Teshem Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Yikes. This is pretty nice of him to do this for us.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesham Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sancurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I have no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Teshem Mutna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
Oh, Regis. He's also doing it for Detlef Oxhorn. That's true. Thank you, Harry.
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
How is he going to get over his addiction to blood after all of this?
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead. Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies
an ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
All right, Nixter says, just going to ignore my last donation like that. Nixter, sorry for missing your last donation, but do bear in mind that I am preoccupied and sometimes I do make mistakes. Nixter previously says, could you by chance tell me a joke? Sure, 2 vampires walk into a bar. One says to the other, thirsty? And the other says, no. Sorry. Then Louise says, just came to say my Nuka World hoodie from your shop came yesterday. Simply loved it. Keep the good work, Ox. Oh, thank you, Louise. Glad you enjoyed the hoodie, my friend. They tend to print really well at Teespring. And then Harry says, hi, Ox. Recently bought your book and am loving it. Well, thank you so much, Harry. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I wrote it in my youth, but I had an awesome time doing so. Right.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Hold on. Sorry, just got a text. Okay. Human husbandry and care. Looks like I haven't read this one.
Human husbandry and care? This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
Breeding them, really? The most important aspect of raising human livestock is to provide the herd with conditions that, on the one hand, guarantee their survival, but on the other hand, do not extend too far beyond the minimum need for that survival. It should be borne in mind that people are creatures bestowed with great intelligence, or rather cunning and instincts that allow them to gain as much as possible from their environment. In terms of husbandry, this means humans will always try to obtain more than we give them. It is recommended, therefore, we provide each individual with a place to sleep, a meal twice a day, and permanent access to water. These conditions, which might seem overly luxurious to some, ensure the optimal production of high-quality hemoglobin. More details on diet in later chapters. Also essential is access to air, without which humans die within minutes. There is no need to be concerned about the ability for human livestock to multiply in the conditions described above. If they are ensured a minimal existence and male and females are mixed, they will copulate irrespective of whether they are in captivity or not. It is worth mentioning here that there is a school of thought that suggests treating human livestock with greater freedom and care, including providing them with better quality fodder and a certain degree of freedom. This allegedly ensures a greater amount of favorable elements in the blood and makes it tastier. However, it is worth mentioning that this method of husbandry is much more difficult and requires emotional bonding techniques, which will be discussed in the following chapters. Wow. That's disturbing. Champion of Teshem Mutna. I am he who serves the tribe. Exalted above men, I renounce human weakness. Uplifted above men, I become keeper of my flock. Filled with strength, I turn my sword against the enemies of the tribe. I am master and slave. I am executor of the will of the tribe. I accept this sword and the armor so I may serve the tribe. Wow! Teshem Mutna, steel sword, armor, and trousers. It's worse than the Viper sword that I have. But it has an ability. Killing opponents restores vitality. The amount of vitality restored equals 1% of the maximum vitality for each element of the set worn. Currently, that amount is 0%. So I have to wear the entire set? And it's also worse than my Viper armor. But there are 6 pieces to the set. So at maximum, I could get a 6% vitality heal with each kill. Interesting, but... Ooh.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
Yes. Great many beings have breathed their last here.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, well, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
Broken meteorite pickaxe. Wow.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Detlef's. We both remained in this part of the world.
So that may explain why Detlef wanted to save him. They were part of the same vampire tribe. Battery cage versus free-range humans.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed. Though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
In recent decades, many of us have come to believe that a much more effective way of obtaining good quality human blood than hunting individuals is their systematic, controlled husbandry. Apart from the obvious advantages, such as being able to control what the flock eats and the ability to crossbreed specific individuals to obtain offspring with its the best hemoglobin, another clear advantage to breeding human flocks is that domesticated humans held in confinement, as opposed to those in their natural habitat, i.e. villages and towns, become less aggressive and therefore less troublesome. When it comes to farming humans, there are various schools, of which 2 seem to have gained the widest acceptance in recent times, namely battery cage and free-range husbandry. This thesis describes in detail the advantages and disadvantages, as well as the methods of carrying out each type of breeding. As an introduction, it is worth mentioning the basic differences between both types. Battery cage human husbandry, described very accurately and in detail in the book Human Husbandry, is the placing of several male and female individuals in a closed, restricted space with permanent access to air, food, and water. This form of breeding differs from free range in that the flock is not permitted to leave the breeding area and is held captive the entirety of their lives. Free range, on the other hand, involves leaving the flock in its natural habitat or creating a habitat that simulates it closely, i.e. creating villages, more on which can be found in the chapter Human Villages, Establishing and Growing a Herd, and then making the herd psychologically or physically dependent on its owner. The most effective method for making a human individual dependent is guaranteeing its safety and permanent access to high-quality feed. It is worth adding that a human that trusts its owner does not feel fear and does not defend itself when having its blood drunk, which limits the production of noradrenaline and cortisol, which have a negative impact on the taste of the blood. Furthermore, it may happen that a domesticated free-range human may feel a certain pleasure when its owner drinks its blood, most likely associated with sexual tension, which causes an intensification of the blood's flavor. Gosh, they put a lot of thought into this. No Name says, just get a job with the Red Cross. All the blood you want without all this work. Yeah, that's what, what's her name did in the vampire game we completed recently.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Tadet. Those who went east, beyond the Blue Mountains.
There's the rest of the set. Wow, we get a full set just for coming here. But we have to wear the mask. Weren't there 3? Or is it just those 2? Yeah, there's another one. Oh my god. What was that?
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Oh, that's a duplicate. And that one doesn't have a dialogue?
Whose is this glyph?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
Cells? Who for?
Ah, disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
Well, I think we know this is all of the animal husbandry they've been talking about. That we've been reading about. This is where they kept humans to breed them. Oh, and that was a child.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Deadlove's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Transcript of a conversation with a lower being. A transcript of a conversation between Master Eziel Hildegard and a human being. Who are you? My name is Alex Biscunt. Why is all of your skin trembling? I am scared, sir. You're scared? I don't understand. You don't know what fear is, sir? No. I have mastered your language, yet some concepts are beyond me. What is fear? It's a feeling that destroys every other feeling. It controls your head and your heart. What do you mean? I thought it was a kind of pain. I have carried out tests in my laboratory on people, and I discovered that a mother subject to appropriate stimuli is able to forget about her child and think only about how to avoid pain. So fear would be similar to pain? No. Pain rules the body, but fear is born in the heart. Oh, yes. What you say is very interesting. I think I will have to examine your heart in the laboratory. What do you mean, examine? I mean, examine. Take it out and subject it to a proper examination. But, sir, that would kill me. Yes, your mortality is a great inconvenience, but was not me who created your species, and I am not responsible for its existence or for its excessive frailty. The conversation was carried out in human language. In such, it was written down. The transcription does not need translating. Notes on of a Teshin Mutna prisoner. I found a piece of parchment that fell from the pocket of one of the monsters. I also have a lump of coal. I would write this in my own blood, but I have hardly any left. I am cold. Every third day, they come and open my veins, after which I cannot move. I can't go on much longer. From the next cage, I hear the howls of terrified people. If I had the strength, I would smash my head against the bars. I hope it won't go on much longer. Alois from the cage next to me died yesterday. They drank him to death. This must have irritated them, because I heard them arguing in their strange language. They brought new people this morning. You could say that a supply of fresh blood arrived. They have no idea what they are in for. My only comfort is that I know already, and I won't have to live through the terror that I felt the first time they came for me. I had no idea what they wanted until they pulled out their shiny instruments. I have never seen such beautiful metal. My blood glistening, a purple silvery color in those instruments. Well, this is dark. And there's the gauntlets. I think we've got a full set now.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock. Live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time. Deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it. Ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then.
Okay, tunnel entrances.
Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Where's he going? All the way up there? Oh, he's lighting the fires. Oh, that's cool. Oh, what a cool effect. All right, I'm going to do a hard save. I see. Why is that red? I'm supposed to put bait here, right? But it's not letting me. Maybe that's for another step later. What? That's the first bait that I put. Place bait. I've only done 2 of 4. Do I need to get rid of that? Yeah, okay.
3 done. 1 left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Well, the bait is set. Quick save.
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do.
I don't like this.
We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent, also my head. I started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
go.
Maybe we need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow.
Please, Geralt. You won't be able to. We must forge through this, that is all.
Regis has smelled the blood. That stench.
Growth. I shall overcome.
Good, because I can hear more coming.
What is that? Out of!
Hold on, I'll let you out.
Is this really the right time to let him out? Oh no, this is how we're getting the blood, right?
Need to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you anymore. Get you out of here.
The concoction.
Whew, that was brutal.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you.
Back at the graveyard? Yep.
Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. Because if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Dettlaff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, because I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you, the pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would in a heartbeat.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Geralt in some sort of hallucinatory state. We're going to start seeing Detlef's memories.
Excuse me. I should only take a moment.
You jumped the queue, sir.
But Count, sir, you must understand. I've a meeting. The Count...
Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it.
Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
Well, I'm glad he received some modicum of human kindness.
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Detlef?
Is this going to tell us why he did all of those
Mother
murders?
insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
Okay, so that was the murder where he dismembered the guy. But the man only showed him kindness. He cut off his own hand. But why did he have to kill him? It's clear he regrets it. But they're not giving us any answers. More story as to how it happened, but not why.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Detlef had made friends with him, still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse, cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Detlef I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Detlef. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly, the situation provoked such emotions in Detlef. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix.
Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Detloff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the Port District. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Detloff.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad. Though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with?
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Now that's fascinating. Detloff has just become a much more complex character. He is willing and even happy to make friends with humans and regrets killing them. Not like the vampires that we read about in that dungeon. This is new. My last thought before I succumb to sleep. My last thought before falling asleep. If there is no death, does life exist? Hate is a very interesting feeling. I've noticed that people improve themselves with it to great effect. Sometimes I would like to stop thinking. If I were to create a god as the humans have, what would he be like? People justify bad deeds by good intentions. I'm not sure if there is greater idiocy. I would drink the freshly squeezed blood of an infant. I know I can't, but I hope that its velvety taste will send me to sleep. Jeez. I strive to live like a person, and it means that I have ceased to feel good among people as well as my own. Maybe I made a big mistake. I have always wanted to write. I am very tired, and screw it all. People don't think about the present. They usually remember old times or worry about the future. I have a feeling that my friend Detloff will die. I am sad. These are Regis's thoughts before he falls asleep. His thoughts before he falls asleep is that he wants to drink the velvety blood of an infant. Well, he is a recovering addict. Move, I want to read your books. Oh, that's another meteorite pickaxe. Oh, he's got a hat on that skeleton. Regeneration potion formula. 8 measures of Vervian extract. Leshen Fang, Senkurum, Althantra, broth made of young mandrake shoots. Grind the larger ingredients, add the smaller ones whole. Boil everything in a bronze kettle using crystal water. Consume the mixture twice daily in half-measure doses. Do not exceed the recommended dose. So this is the potion that allowed him to regenerate. Perhaps he got it from Detloff. After he was turned into a puddle of goo. What's this now? Dwarven armorer's tools. Elven armorer's tools and leather straps. Cool. I guess that'll come in handy. Alright, find the bootblack who appeared in the vision. And that's this place looted, right? Where does this go? Out. Oh, it's that other exit. This is going to put us by that weird plant thing, isn't it? Yep. All right, the bootblack is going to be in town. At the Beauclair port. All right, let's go to the fast travel marker. I don't have much longer left. Only 15 minutes or so. Maybe we can get through one more dialogue scene.
Caught you, you little fart!
So how would you explain it? Whether it pours for a week or the sun bakes our pates, we've always mud up to our ankles here.
You can't blame me for Beauclair's fickle weather.
Fickle weather? I've seen you. You empty your chamber pot in front of our shop each morn, so folks will dirty their boots, go to you to get them cleaned.
A far-fetched conspiracy theory, sirs.
I'll conspire to welt your bum with my belt. Come here.
Leave him alone.
Just who the spit are you?
A witcher, and I'd advise you to go back where you came from.
I thought witches defend men from monsters, not cheats from justice.
Need to talk to the boy.
You can chat to him all you like, after we tan his hide. So stand down.
Not gonna happen.
Won't it? Well, then we'll thrash you as well, which is all the same to me.
Right.
Giving me no choice.
Circle him! Circle him!
Teach you to help scofflaws and cheats.
Got it! I hate fist fights.
What's the meaning of this? The brawl? Who started it?
I'm investigating the beast, on the Duchess's orders.
Ah, yes. We've heard of you. And these men, what are they doing?
Nothing really. Had a little misunderstanding. Figured it out, though.
Uh-huh. I see. As the Duchess's protege, you may go. But this lot, that's another matter. You'll come with us. Some time in a cell ought to scare the dimwits out of you.
I tried.
Come on.
You're very good with your fists, sir. Wouldn't be looking for work, would you? We'd make a fine duo.
Yeah? How you imagine that working?
Splendidly. That's how. I suggest a partnership, where I see to the boots while you stand guard. And as you're the stronger, come morn you take the chamber pot out and help me make mud.
Bit about the mud's true? They were right to want to box your ears.
I've got to make a living somehow. So, what say you, sir? Partners?
Let me think about it. Listen, I'm interested in a certain gentleman.
Oh, wait! Before we get to talking, please, take a seat.
That's only fair. Sure,
But
sure.
my boots are clean.
In this city, no boots are clean unless they've just come off my stand. A seat, sir, please.
A wily little businessman, this kid. I can respect that. And I think so can Geralt.
So then, who was it you wanted to ask about?
One of your patrons. Tall, elegant black frock. Not from around here.
An arrival? Indeed. I hear a faint bell ringing. A modest sum might make it sing out loud and
This
clear.
kid.
How much?
Let's say...
Oh!
500 crowns.
What?
Modest
Gotta be
sum,
kidding
huh?
me. What would you even do with that kind of coin?
Expand my venture. I'm sure you can imagine. Have a proper stand with a big sign. I want a new box too. New polishes, new brushes. And if I've enough coin left, I'll buy a share in a launderer's. Get wastewater for free.
Got it all planned out.
I should think so. Capital is all I require.
I could bypass it all. But doggone it, I like the kid's moxie.
All right. Let's see if we can't figure something out.
Oh, half? That's it? I'm suddenly regretting my decision to respect his moxie. Let's try 300. How about that?
That's not even worth the spit I'd need to use to discuss it.
Now I want to box the kid's ears.
It's not quite... I don't know.
I could upgrade my landed estate for this much. Jeez.
Ah, see? I knew we'd clinch it.
Fine. Guess I can agree to that.
1,000 thanks. I shan't forget it. Now to the matter at hand. I know the fellow you seek, though I don't know his name. A steady patron, gets his boots cleaned every few days. He's very good to me. Always pays me a premium.
Know where I might find him?
No, but you could wait here. Perhaps he'll stop by.
Don't have the time for that. Sure you don't know where to find him? Or maybe notice which direction he came from?
When I clean boots, sir, I do not look up to see where folk come from. I clean.
It seems you're having a rough go of it.
Oh, you're here. Feeling better?
I am, thank you. The local necropolis. The air does wonders for me. Now, if I might intercede, I dare say I've the right question to ask. Young man, you see this vial? One drop added to your boot polish will help you wipe even the most encrusted boot clean as the dome of St. Lebioda's Cathedral. With it, you will serve 3 times as many patrons at a fraction of the effort, and piles more coin. I'm prepared to give you this vial if you tell me where the man we seek lives.
Now there's a businessman.
But you won't hurt him, will you? The gentleman's odd, true, but he's kind.
In point of fact, he's a friend. Yet we had a falling out of sorts and would like to straighten matters out.
I leave his boots at the door of a house near the port. The door is red, but I do not know if the gentleman lives there.
Worth checking. Might happen on a lead.
Would you let me scrape the dirt off your kickers before you go? With all due respect, sirs, your boots could stand a cleaning.
Thank you. Perhaps later.
All right.
Keeps going.
Handled that kid pretty well.
Finding the right approach. That's the trick to dealing with children.
Yeah. Saw that. Meaning the right thing to bribe them with.
Welcome to Beauclair, city of love.
Man, I want a vacation at a place like this. This place is awesome.
Red door. One the bootblack mentioned.
Right, I've got less than 5 minutes left, so I'm going to save the game right in front of this door, and we'll have to pick up next week, Friday. Next week, same Ox time, same Ox channel, for a continuation of the Blood and Wine DLC for The Witcher 3. Frog Raider says, have you upgraded your estate? I hope so. I did, and we'll have to check out the new upgrades I did to my estate when we come back next week. No Name says, yeet that greedy kid. You want me to throw the kid? I won't be yeeting any children anytime soon, so we'll book that one, bookmark that one for later. Thanks again for coming, everybody. I had a great time. I hope you did as well. This game is fascinating. This DLC is the best yet. As for this weekend, I've got a Fallout Tactics lore video that I'm still wrist deep in the production of. I hope to get it done in time for tomorrow. If not for tomorrow, definitely by Sunday. Anyway, keep your eyes open for the weekend. We're going to be doing a Fallout Tactics lore video on the town of Springfield, which is itself a Simpsons reference. So there will be a lot of really funny Simpsons references as we explore the town of Springfield. There's also a new cutscene that we get to enjoy, and we get new squad members, some of which may or may not be Deathclaws. So it's going to be a great episode. I hope you look out for that. Next week, Monday, we will continue with some of the endings for Cyberpunk 2077. We went through many of them, but we've got a few more that we need to finish before we've explored all of the endings that I have access to. Then on Wednesday, we're going to pick right back up with Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments, which we started last Wednesday. If you didn't catch that live stream, I encourage you to watch the replay. It's really interesting. I'm having a good time playing that detective game. Then, of course, Thursday, we'll be doing Little Nightmares 2 for Scotch and Smoke Rings. We're about, I don't know, a third of the way through? Halfway through? Something like that? Anyway, we've got at least one more stream, maybe two, left of that game, and it's a great little game. I hope you'll join me for that. Aside from that, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Thank you so much for coming on out, and I'll see you all again soon with more lore videos and, of course, more live streams. Bye-bye now.